look for an occupation that you like, and you will not need to labor for a single day in your life. Welcome to Career Corner.
Hi, I'm Patrick Howell. This is Career Corner. My guest is Marlene Waldock, and Marlene is the board president of the Women's Center for Entrepreneurship. Welcome, Marlene.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, it's so nice to be here.
Yeah, no, it's actually very nice to have you on the show. I'm learning about your organization, just even before the cameras started rolling.
Yes.
The Women's Center for Entrepreneurship, from my understanding, really sort of helps women become entrepreneurs, but even just more than that, it really keeps them involved in their work and keeps them engaged in their work. Pretty much the whole enchilada of either starting a business, getting in a business. Is that about right?
That's about right. It's an organization that's been around since 1999, and the mission is to provide the tools for women who are interested in getting into their own business so that they can become more successful. And each year we reach about 5,000 people, have 150 classes, all free, to the entrepreneurs. And as I said, it's been around since 1999 and has been supported by the SBA and the local government and some corporations.
So 5,000 people, is that just within the state of New Jersey?
It's only in the state of New Jersey. The Women's Center for Entrepreneurship is the only women business center in the state of New Jersey.
Okay. There
are approximately 105 nationally, but this is the only one in the state of New Jersey. It's the best kept secret. Nobody knows about it. But
and as the board president, what is your role? What do you do? You're out doing these kind of things and talking and getting the word out there, but what else?
Well, my role is to provide guidance, certainly do fundraising. One of the primary issues of an organization like this is to keep it funded.
Yes.
It's funded by the SBA, and we have to match the SBA grant every year. So every year we are out there, seeking money to support the organization. In the past, and actually for most of the years that the organization has been in existence, the state government has supported it. The state government isn't necessarily going to do that anymore, so we are out there looking for corporations, organizations. We actually have a very interesting Society of 75, which we are looking for 75 business owners and or organizations who are interested in contributing $1,000 a year for 5 years to be a part of this very exclusive organization.
And how is that going for you?
Actually, it's going well. It's a lot of fun. I have a lot of faith that we can find 75 people.
Yeah. Have you started it with the actual campaign and started getting those business owners to
Yes,
contribute?
we did. We had a fundraiser in May, which was the first fundraiser the organization has ever had. We honored some women in the state of New Jersey for being outstanding in their areas of expertise, and raised money there and launched the Society of 75. So we have about 10 people.
Good for you.
Yeah,
good for you. And what would make a business owner want to sort of contribute and get involved?
Well, first of all, you have to be supporting women in business.
Okay.
And we're looking for successful women in business who have an interest in doing that. Secondly, it puts you in the company of a very unique group of people. And we will have some networking events and a variety of different things that will take place. So people who want to meet people in high places then can come and be a part of this.
And be involved, yeah.
Be involved, yeah.
Good. It sounds like you're really actually doing some very interesting work and some very important work out there. If we were to sort of nutshell, what's the mission, the real pure mission of the entrepreneur?
The mission of the entrepreneur or the mission of the organization?
No, the mission of the organization, yes.
The organization's mission is to provide entrepreneurs with the tools necessary to be successful on any platform and to help them either start the business or grow the business. So, as you said, we look at women and men, because I've done a lot of classes, for the Women's Center over the last 10 years, and there are a lot of men who come to the classes, and we do classes that say, are you an entrepreneur? Do you really want to do this? Do you have any idea what this takes? We have Start Right classes. We have classes in technology, classes in marketing.
So you actually really get into the nitty-gritty. I mean, you're telling people, do you really want to jump into this
Do you
field?
want to do this?
Yeah, because it takes a...
Why do you want to do this? What the biggest issue is? What are you selling, and why are you selling it, and who do you think is actually going to buy it?
Yeah. So you shake people up a little bit sometimes, I'm sure, right? They come in and they say, well, maybe I don't want to be an entrepreneur, at oftentimes.
Because it's an interesting, fascinating place to be, but you have to be willing to, first of all, really understand the product you're selling, and I think that that's one of the more difficult things that people have. I just coached a woman yesterday who does billing for physicians to collect money that has been sitting on the table through the insurance company. So it's take the insurance claim and go work the claim.
Yep.
And she said, I get really tongue-tied and out of breath trying to tell them all of how I do this. I said, why do you tell them how you do that? You don't need to tell them that. Mm-hmm. You tell them why it's going to be important to them. And it's a very interesting to try to get people who have an idea to think about what is the idea, why is it needed, who's going to buy it, and how are you going to pitch it. And nobody cares how you do it. Yeah. They only care what it means to them.
They care. Yeah, they care. So you mentioned a couple of things. You mentioned that you're actually out there coaching
yes.
the women, and then there's technology classes. What other type of things?
Any type of QuickBooks. Anything that has to do with a business and how you're going to run it, how you're going to grow it. We even have some micro lending programs so that we can put you in touch, with organizations that can provide about $5,000 worth of lending, because getting money for an organization in a startup stage is very, very difficult.
So it really is the whole enchilada.
It's a whole enchilada.
You're really doing what you can to
we're there
to help women be successful.
Help women, and as I said, we do have some men that come to the classes. You can find the classes. You go to the WCECNJ site, and there's a list of all of the classes that will be taking place over the next few months.
Are you finding that more and more men are coming nowadays, and as opposed to previously in your history of the organization?
We've always had men in the classes.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Always. People are retiring, thinking about second careers, and so they're coming to classes and organizations like this to say, what am I going to do when I retire? How am I going to, get into my next phase of life?
Yeah. So where they're going to go next.
Right.
You also have some other programs happening there, right? You're a Sandy Relief. You have a Sandy Relief
Right.
program?
We were very fortunate to be one of the recipients of a federal grant to help the shore communities get back on track. And our program is called We're Storming Back.
Okay.
From the storm, and we have been down just in the shore communities, looking at businesses, organizations that want to partner with us to host a variety of different workshops. Some customer service, some are disaster readiness type things. But we are here for the next few months, I think through September or October, to help these shore businesses be successful this year.
Yeah, okay.
So anyone who's interested in getting any type of coaching, they can go to the We're Storming Back site, and they can sign up to get some coaching.
When you say sign up, what's the cost to someone out there?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. This is a federal grant.
So people like you with the years and years of experience will come on out and help an entrepreneur or wannabe entrepreneur get on their feet.
Right. We have a host of people. We have a list of people who are instructors and who are coaches, and you just go sign up and you say, I'm looking for this type of coaching, and we will have somebody contact you. It's free. It's free. Everything that this center does is free to the consumer.
See, that's what's great about having someone like you on the show. Is that right? This is one of the a best kept secret. People just don't know.
No, I know they don't.
That it's out there, and so this is an opportunity to let them know. Hey, there's some services out there that won't cost you anything.
No, they won't. In fact, we are hoping that through this Sandy grant, one of the things that we are planning to do is to have videographers go out there and videotape some of these businesses. So this is a great opportunity for them, to get their business on camera somewhere, and then we will get it on some TV shows, put it in some newspaper articles, put it up on a lot of websites and social media. So, we are here for the next few months to help these organizations, and all they have to do if they want to reach out, we're here. Go to we'restormingback.com or .org and, look for the information, call the center.
Yeah. Sounds really exciting. Now you have must have a diverse pool of professionals who work, in your organization in order to sort of handle some.
Yes,
of this.
I don't handle that.
Right?
The executive director handles that.
Okay.
That's not my role. My role is to guide the organization and get funding and things. She handles a long, long list of professionals who have been teaching the classes for many, many years.
Yeah, okay. But there's a big pool of folks, right? So people, if they call, they're going to get somebody to help them out.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And do you have any idea where those people come from? Are they from specific industries? Is that how those professionals are pulled into your organization?
Well, this organization, the Women's Center, the Women Business Center, was originally under the umbrella of the New Jersey Association of Women Business Owners and became a separate entity about 3 years ago. So a lot of the women who have become instructors are from Najabo, have been in Najabo for a long time, and they are across the board relative to whatever their area of expertise is.
Excellent.
So, if you need somebody to teach you QuickBooks, teach you how to use a computer, teach you marketing, I've done marketing classes, and they're all over the state, so wherever the class is being held, then you will have somebody local who will come and do it.
That's all good stuff, Marlene. I noticed that you brought some things here. What is this? Why don't you...
This is just a little brochure that tells you about the organization, the Women's Center, what the mission is, how many people it reaches every year, where you can find the Women's Center. We would hope that people would go on to the WCECNJ.org site and look through it. You find the classes, you will find all the information that you need, people who are supporting it, who is in our Society of 75, anything that you want to know. So, this is just something that we can leave with you so that you have an opportunity to understand a little more about the organization.
Good. I think that's great. And then people have an opportunity. And one more time, just for the name of the site that they go to?
It's WCECNJ.org is the main site. And then the Sandy site is wherestormingback.org.
Okay, great. It was switching gears just a little bit, and you really sort of have probably a bird's eye view of some of the challenges and some of the things that women entrepreneurs face out there. What are you seeing as some of the biggest challenges sort of confronting them?
Well, one of the biggest challenges for women is that they're very multitasking, and so they think they have to do everything. And, they have a little bit of an issue delegating. The second thing is that funding. Funding is a huge, huge issue for small businesses, and women particularly have a more difficult time getting funding and actually have a more difficult time knowing that they need to be funded. And an underfunded organization is not going to grow the way it should. So, but some of the other issues is just believing in yourself and believing that it's going to happen. Finding the right people. One of the things that this organization does, we also have a resource guide that we put out there so that you have people.
Is that what this is?
That's what this is. This is a resource guide, and there are lists of organizations and companies that can help you as a woman and as anyone in a small business. You need to reach out and find the people who can do things better than you can and learn to do only that which only you can do.
Yeah, great. So literally just a couple minutes left here, but what sort of jazzes you most about your work? I mean, you've been involved in this for almost 15 years.
Well, I was a member of the New Jersey Association of Women Business Owners. I was a state president back in 2003. I have been working with this organization. I personally do women's empowerment. I love to see women be successful, and it's just a great feeling to know that you gave someone just a little bit of a spark, to tap into the passion that they have, to do that which they really want to do, and be successful at it. So,
are you seeing some of that, people coming back and even years later and saying thank you, Marlene, thank you, organization,
absolutely,
really helped me out. Yeah.
Absolutely, they do it all the time. Sometimes it's just some little thing that you say to someone, and they say, "Wow, that really kind of changed my whole perspective, and now I know I can get out there and I can do this and I can be successful." So
it often is. I mean, you really touched on it. It often is that just that little belief, that spark.
Mm-hmm.
A few weeks back, we had Jennifer Marston, and she runs an organization called townbeam.com on, and that was really her key message is, working as a collaborative, business owner with other women, but just having that belief and that real desire to make things happen.
Right.
And then with the support, like yourself and your organization, really the sky is the limit.
That's right. You just ask for what you want, believe in yourself, believe in the product that you have, and if something's not working, go ask someone else. Say, help me look at this a little differently. Give me some input, some support. So.
And you give a lot of that guidance to those folks. So, well, great, Marlene. It was a pleasure to have you, on the show. And I think that that you got a lot of great information out there, and hopefully it's no longer one of the best kept secrets.
I hope not. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Great, and the curtain has been pulled back, so the women know about it now. So excellent.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
Welcome back to Career Corner. I'm Patrick Howell, and my guest this time around is Angela Brathovde. Angela is from Monmouth Medical Center, and Angela is a nurse recruiter for Monmouth Medical Center. Welcome, Angela.
Hi,
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, it's so nice to have you here.
Thanks.
With us.
It's good to be here.
We're going to be talking about some potential careers in the healthcare industry, specifically in the nursing sector.
Right.
And who better to have than someone who is a nurse and now is involved in the HR function of nursing.
Right.
What is your role? Well, tell us a little bit about your role at Monmouth.
I'm the nurse recruiter. I hire the nurses for Monmouth Medical Center. We're the largest healthcare employer in New Jersey, Barnabas Health, and Monmouth Medical Center is affiliate of Barnabas Health. So Monmouth Medical just celebrated its 125th anniversary. So we have about 900 nurses employed at our hospital.
Okay.
And we're always looking for really bright nurses.
People to be able to do a good job.
That's right. That's right.
What type of positions are you only recruiting for nurses? Or?
I recruit for the nurses,
Okay.
yeah, and a lot of the behavioral health positions as well, because I am a psych nurse. So some of the mental health associates, social workers, but mostly nurses.
Yeah, okay. Maybe you can provide for our viewers maybe a general overview of the nursing profession. What type of work is out there for folks? What type of work is Monmouth Medical? What kind of nurses do they take in? Maybe just a general overview of it.
Well, nursing, what I love about nursing is that it's a very diverse profession. So nurses really could work in a lot of different areas, in the hospital, in doctors' offices, in a lot of different areas, in the community. Monmouth Medical, like I said, employs over 900 nurses, and we're always looking for really good nurses that are committed to their profession and really want to be a caring influence in our community. So a lot of the different areas that Monmouth Medical is known for, behavioral health services, cancer services. We have Joint Commission accreditation for many disease-specific areas such as total joint and hip replacement, coronary care, heart failure, advanced heart failure, acute coronary syndrome. So people who look for good care in hospitals will look to Monmouth Medical Center because we do have those accreditations in our community.
So people are actually very interested in working in a hospital like yours because
right.
you're. It sounds like you're bringing a lot of, got a lot of good credentials to somebody who is a nurse
right.
and then wants to work in a credible place.
Right.
It sounds like Monmouth Medical's that kind of place.
Right, and the other thing is we're an academic teaching hospital, so that's very attractive to new nurses and really to nurses who want to have that whole picture and that teaching and learning while they're working, because it is a rich environment for education.
And I'm curious, why is that an attractive thing for somebody? Is it because they're just...
There's residents, there's nursing students. We do a lot of teaching for a lot of different professions, radiologic technicians. What else? I'm trying to think. Nursing assistants. There's all kinds of professions within the hospital that people who are interested in healthcare could really seek employment.
Yeah. So when they get there, they have an opportunity to really sort of learn a lot in addition to what
Absolutely.
they learned in their formal schooling.
Yes.
When we talk about formal schooling, right, there's different levels of nurses. As a matter of
Right.
fact, I have a younger brother, much younger than me, who spent quite a few years as, I believe, as an LPN, and he did a lot of his work was a lot of heavy lifting, I think, in a nursing home doing.
Right.
But there's different levels. Maybe tell
Yes.
us a little bit about that. What are the different?
There are different levels of nursing. And as far as education for nursing, there's several different routes that you could take. The push now in healthcare is to have the highest level of education you could. So we try to look for nurses with baccalaureate degrees, BSN degrees.
Okay.
but there's other ways of getting a nursing degree. And over the last, I think, maybe 10 or 15 years, there's been what's called accelerated degree programs as well. People who already have bachelor's degrees who want to go into nursing can do this accelerated program. It's about, and a lot of the colleges do have that. And they're between a year and 15 months, very intensive programs, but they come out with RN degrees, with BSNs. So for second career nurses especially, it's a really good option. The standard is an associate's degree, and a lot of the associate's degrees now, programs are affiliating with the universities so that nurses can go from an associate degree to a BSN, and that makes hiring a lot more attractive because of that advanced degree.
So hospitals will hire someone with an associate degree, and then moving into moving to an RN
towards a BSN.
But you're preferring preferring folks who go that route.
Right.
Nurses are always an interesting bunch to me. They really are. Yeah, in the sense that they do have obviously, it seems to me from the outside, they must really have a gentle, caring nature. Right off the bat.
Yes.
Is that a characteristic of someone that you would, in that field? And what other type of characteristics would you say is important?
We really look for nurses who want to professionally develop themselves. So even an entry-level nurse who wants to come into the hospital, we offer, Barnabas Health offers very good benefits, and one of those benefits is tuition reimbursement. So a nurse that comes into our hospital to work can apply to college and go to school and be compensated for that. So that, with the academic environment, the classes that we offer, really allows nurses to continue their education, because really nursing is lifelong learning. You have to stay abreast of all the technological advances and the caring, which not so technological but very important. And because patients don't recognize that you were technologically savvy, they want to know that you've cared. Yeah. So we really look for nurses that have that vision of wanting to care for their patients, and that our hospital be remembered as a caring hospital.
Yeah. Is that something that nurses are trained for, even to demonstrate that caring? Is that part of formal schooling for a nurse, or is that?
I don't know if you can really teach that, but the nurses who do tend to go into the profession really want to help people and want to care for people. So I think everybody has that ability to be caring. To identify it and to really make sure you're mindful while you're practicing nursing, that's the really important thing. Yeah. And that's something that you can't teach, but you can develop as well.
Yeah. So when you're recruiting, you're looking for not only the technical skills, but you're also looking for somebody who has that ability to demonstrate their caring.
Right.
With folks. There are definitely good points and bad points of every single career.
Right.
And I'm sure that holds the same for the field of nursing.
Right.
What would you say are some points to consider if one of our viewers is watching the show and they're saying, hey, maybe I want to become a nurse, maybe I want to jump into it? What would you suggest they think about?
As far as education?
Yeah, or just some points to consider. Maybe the good points of the job and some of the not so fun, great points. For example, my younger brother, he was an LPN, so that's a different level, and he was working in a different environment.
Right.
But he loved the work. He loved being around people.
Right.
The bad part was he worked all kinds of crazy hours, and he was the only male on the staff and had to do all the heavy lifting, the bedpan changing and lifting the heavy guys. So there are certain things probably in the nursing career.
Right. Yeah. Well, there are. It's a very busy profession, and you have to be very astute and on the ball. I mean, you really have to, because you are taking care of people's lives. So you have to know what you're doing. Some of the hours sometimes can be hard, can be tough, and usually those hours are very busy hours. Nurses don't get too many breaks. But that feeling of responsibility is inherent usually in most nurses, and they'd rather take care of patients than take a break sometimes. So we have to teach nurses to take care of themselves as well. It's very important. Otherwise, you can get burnt out.
I mean, there's the thing called compassion fatigue, right? You're
right.
always caring about someone, and
yes.
and then not taking your time to care about yourself. So that's something to consider if you're
Right.
going into the nursing field. Is that not only you're going to work hard, you're going to have a great job if you go to work
Right.
for a place like Monmouth
And it's
Medical.
very rewarding and fulfilling to care for people.
Well, on a more personal note, what got you involved in nursing, and then how did you transition over into recruiting?
Nurse recruiting.
Yeah.
Well, I've been a nurse for 32 years, and I've worked all over the country. I live here now in New Jersey, so I look to Monmouth Medical because I volunteered there as a kid.
What kind of volunteering did you do as a kid?
I was a candy striper.
Really? Oh,
Anyway.
you like literally a candy striper.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, do candy stripers wear the stripes? Is
Not
that
anymore,
Not anymore.
no.
They used to. Okay.
They have these really nice polos they get to wear.
Okay.
But what got me interested, I always loved psych nursing from the time I was in school, and I did that for many years. And I advanced my education. I went from a diploma program, which there are not too many of them anymore. Now it's more ADN, the associate degree nurses. But I went up the ranks. I got my bachelor's degree, and then I got my master's degree, and I've taught nursing. And I love to help nurses develop themselves. And one of the big things at Monmouth Medical that we've really been trying to stress with the nurses is self-care. It's very important to take care of yourself. It's very hard to take care of someone if you're not taking care of yourself. So we try to do some things at the hospital to help people rejuvenate and
For the employees.
Yeah.
Like for example, what might be?
Well, on Thursdays we do meditation in the chapel for 15-minute blocks of time.
Good for you.
So
Good, yeah.
Someone on their break can come in for 15 minutes, meditate for a little while. They'll earn points and towards their benefits, and they they can go back to work refreshed then.
Yeah.
So we really feel that's very important for all people because we need to take care of our family members, and we need to take care of our patients, and it's very important so that the patients feel that they are being cared for.
Yeah.
And if you can't care for yourself, you can't care for your patients.
It sounds like Monmouth Medical is really, really caring for their employees, and incorporating things like meditation, which we know from research,
Right.
really sort of lowers stress, and
Right.
there's a tremendous amount of work in that area. So
Right.
it sounds like a wonderful place to to be involved in as a nurse. You mentioned a psych nurse. Maybe just
Yes.
briefly over the next couple minutes, which we have left. What are the different types of roles that a nurse can play? You have psych
many.
nurse,
Yes, psych nursing, critical care, medical surgical nursing. That's if a patient gets admitted to a general floor. And I have to tell you, my mom was at Monmouth Medical last month, and she got excellent care. I was so impressed with the nurses. I was so happy. And she was too. So medical surgical nursing, there's renal dialysis, there's cancer care.
And all that
lots of
happens in the
different-
hospital. So you could have
Yes.
any one of those positions, but be
Right.
sort of milling about other nurses who are doing
Right.
something completely
Completely
different.
Yeah, and so a lot of the specialty areas, that's why I'm a behavioral health nurse. I really can't do anything other than behavioral health nursing because I've been doing that for so long. But that's a very that's a profession that's very in demand, and you do need experienced people. So we do try to find nurses with experience in their specialty areas, who have bachelor degrees, and who really would like to be a part of this organization to provide that caring and that professional development so that we're leaders in healthcare in our community.
Yeah, okay. With less than a minute to go,
Okay.
Angela, I know the time really...
I know.
It flies, but with less than a minute to go. One of the viewers is watching at home, and they're curious of perhaps getting into the nursing career. What would you recommend they do? Where would they start? Where would they begin to look? Just do an internet search? Do they contact the hospital? How do they get involved?
You could do either one of those things. I'm happy to talk to people through human resources if they have questions about the nursing profession. There are several ways of getting education for nursing. And just really searching on the internet for different schools and different degree programs that might be of interest to the nurse.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Angela, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having
And we
me.
learned a great deal about the nursing profession. Thank you for watching Career Corner and our very special guest from Monmouth Medical Center, Angela Brathovde.